Tonight, a powerful new look at the devastating Canada Day floods.
We were told verbally that our home is not livable and that we have an unfinished basement and that there was mold present.
Their backyard washed away in what looked like a raging river. Their lower level, their bedroom filled with water. A family of 7 displaced and trying to salvage their home and their summer. The mayor weighs in on that controversial Come and Stay campaign.
We're communicating with them to let them know all of the measures that are being taken to make it easier to get to and from work.
While many public servants say don't look to them to make the end-of-day commute easier. And a call for changes to Highway 17.
It was just that reminder that the steps that I've taken since my mom had passed are important.
A family member of one crash victim wants to prevent more tragedy after 7 people have lost their lives on the highway so far this year. Good evening. Just when you think you've seen it all when it comes to the Canada Day flood damage, new video is providing a look at just how bad things got in some neighborhoods. Tonight, a family in Nepean is sharing their story after raging waters flowed through their backyard for 20 hours, causing extensive damage. It comes as the city provides an update on its flood response. The number of flooded basements reported to the city continues to increase, now at 6,600. The Red Cross is working directly with more than 300 households that requested assistance. And when it comes to Ontario's Disaster Recovery Assistance Program, the city says it is working with the province to expand coverage to more areas so more residents can apply for compensation. CTV's Caitlin Wilson joins us live now with more on one family's story. Caitlin.
Yeah, Patricia, the city continues to assess what exactly caused all of the flooding. Staff say it's too early to tell if it was just the record rainfall or if there were infrastructure failures. As that review is underway, some homeowners are looking for answers about what's next, with their homes left unlivable.
These patio stones were up there. That was the garden path. And now
this was once Lydia and Danielle Pion's backyard garden, a place she and her husband spent years building. But on July 1st, it became a river.
The rush of water that went through, it was just such force. It was, yeah, just shocking and scary.
More than 3 feet of water tore through their property in Nepean, washing away patio furniture, part of their fence and their children's play structure. But it didn't stop there. Water filled their basement, destroying nearly everything inside.
We did notice throughout the evening that the water across the street in the inlet was rising, but then it became very quickly not fine.
They say as Graham Creek rose, water poured across the street and onto their property. And when the couple turned to TD Insurance, their claim was initially denied.
We have a home that's full of mold and that can't be lived in, and we're not covered to stay anywhere else.
While their policy includes sewer backup and above-ground water, they say it doesn't include overland flood coverage because their home is in a high-risk area. But after CTV News contacted the company, TD told the couple water may have entered their home in different ways and agreed to pay $25,000 under their existing coverage. But they say that won't come close to covering the damage.
To see all of that hard work washed away is really discouraging.
And the Peons aren't the only ones going through this.
It continues to be a long road for...
On Friday, the mayor said the city is still working to determine exactly what caused the flooding in each affected neighborhood.
It may be the volume of rainfall, it may be the infrastructure, it may be a combination of the two, and that's what we're going to find out by doing an exhaustive neighborhood-by-neighborhood assessment of what happened on July the 1st and what we need to do to better protect residents in the future.
And for the Peons, those answers can't come soon enough.
We just want answers, because how are we supposed to move forward? And how do we know that this isn't going to happen again?
And the city says it will continue working with the province to expand eligibility under the Disaster Recovery Assistance Program. And while the Peons are now getting some money from insurance, it won't cover everything. They fall within the activated area and are hoping for provincial compensation, but even that won't cover the backyard repairs. Patricia?
The destructive power of water, it is wild. CTV's Caitlin Wilson has seen it all now, reporting live for us tonight. Thank you. And we have extended coverage of the city's response to the Canada Day floods and what homeowners need to know about applying for provincial disaster relief. There are more stories online at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Well, Mayor Mark Sutcliffe is responding to backlash over a plan to encourage federal public servants to stay downtown after work. The city's goal to alleviate rush hour traffic on transit and roads, but many are questioning why that responsibility is being placed on workers. CTV's Natalie Van Roy is in studio with more on this. Natalie.
Patricia, the mayor says it's not the responsibility of federal workers to make downtown businesses viable, and that the ad campaign is just meant to communicate the measures the city is taking to make it easier to get to and from work.
Christina Casper is already back to the office 4 days a week and is only expecting the commute to get worse this fall.
And so I'm anticipating in the fall, a commute from downtown to Canada Stittsville is going to take at least an hour and a half.
She's one of thousands of federal public servants the city is trying to target in a new Come and Stay ad campaign, encouraging people to stay downtown after work to help alleviate rush hour traffic.
When I was younger and I didn't have children, it was great. I would stay downtown, I'd go out to a restaurant, go catch a show after. But now that I've got kids at home and they've got activities at night, it doesn't work for me.
I understand that they're trying to revive the downtown, but it really shouldn't just be public servants paying for all of that.
Personally, every few weeks I might get together with friends after work for a drink or a bite to eat, but that's about it. Most of us just leave.
Speaking to reporters Friday, the mayor responding to backlash over the plan.
That doesn't mean we're demanding federal public servants should stay downtown. We're doing nothing of the sort. We're communicating with them to let them know all of the measures that are being taken to make it easier to get to and from work.
The ad is part of a nearly $29 million plan to improve transit in the fall.
That's why we're increasing the frequency of Line 1. The double trains in September will be at a higher frequency than they've ever been since before COVID. We're adding express routes. We're amending and adjusting 30 other routes.
Some residents hopeful it will make a difference.
Personally, I think the LRT is a complete disaster. In the summer, I ride my scooter just because it's just annoying to have to rely on the system that keeps breaking down. So anything they can do to alleviate the pressure, I think is a good idea.
And in terms of this transportation plan, it includes $100,000 for promotion and advertising to share mitigation measures and travel tips, as well as $50,000 for a transit communication plan specifically geared towards federal workers. Patricia.
CTV's Natalie Van Roy live for us tonight. Thank you. Well, 7 people have died in crashes on Highway 17 already this year. Now the daughter of one of those victims is calling for changes she hopes will save lives before another family experiences the same loss. CTV's Josh Morano joins us now with more. Josh.
Yeah, Patricia, Mallory Brinton lost her mother in a crash on Highway 17 near her home just 2 months ago. Now she's turning her grief into a push for safer roads.
Breaks my heart.
Every transport truck that passes brings back memories for Mallory Brinton of how her mother died.
Knowing that someone of that awareness when driving can get into an accident and lose her life is just one of the main reasons that really brought it to a forefront.
This stretch of Highway 17 is where 62-year-old Brenda Aubin lost her life in a crash in May. Brinton says her mother spent years traveling the highway. That's why she believes anyone can become a victim.
She drove a school bus, a big 72-passenger school bus, for many years.
3 days after the crash, Brinton launched an online petition calling for changes she believes could save lives.
There are small changes like painting an arrow on the road or adding, solar lights that are warnings to these caution signs are something that can be done now.
Last week, another fatal collision on the highway near Renfrew that took the life of a 19-year-old Ottawa man, bringing this year's death toll on the highway to 7.
It was just that reminder that the steps that I've taken since my mom had passed are important and needed.
I have a daughter who lives in the States now, and her husband's always worried when she comes up to visit by herself, and he's worried about her taking that highway all the time.
The province says a safety review is underway to identify improvements needed. At the same time, planning continues to expand the highway between Arnprior and Renfrew from 2 to 4 lanes.
30 years ago, they said in 10 years they're going to do it. Well, it still hasn't happened. It'll come. It'll come.
eventually.
For Brinton, she hopes her petition means no family has to receive the phone call hers did.
If it saves one life, that's worth it for me.
Brinton presented her petition to area MPP Billy Denote today. She says while the province's safety review is an important step, she's hoping some of the lower cost safety improvements she's calling for can happen much sooner. Patricia.
CTV's Josh Morano live for us tonight. Thanks, Josh. Still ahead, making its way onto the list of the trendiest neighborhoods in Canada, an increasingly popular spot for Airbnb users. What's so good in the Glebe? That story coming up. Well, taking a live look now through our Centennial Glass sky cam. It is 26 degrees out there on a Friday evening, exactly what you want in the summer. And I think the forecast for tomorrow is also exactly what you would want, Jackie.
Yes, lots of sunshine. This will continue, excuse me, it'll continue into our Saturday. Took a peek outside Byward Market in downtown. Lots of people out and about enjoying the patio weather, and hope you guys get some time to spend outdoors. Right now, temperatures feeling like 30 here in Ottawa. 25 along the Seaway, 27 in Pembroke, but again, humidity levels feeling closer to 30. This is really for most of eastern Ontario. Taking a look at this evening, though, we are still getting those cool temperatures. 13 degrees is going to be the overnight low. This is actually closer to 5 in the morning. Clear skies tomorrow, another daytime high, 28-degree. Weather 33, I should say, when you factor in the humidity, southwesterly winds moving in, but quite calm though. Friday into Saturday in terms of conditions, no precipitation in sight, but by Saturday evening, 6 p.m., we're going to see more cloud cover rolling in, and this is around Pembroke, Renfrew, as well as Smiths Falls, because Saturday overnight into Sunday, we are anticipating precipitation. More on that in just a bit.
Well, police are investigating another assault in the Byward Market, the 6th violent incident in the area in less than 2 weeks. Emergency crews were called to Clarence Street near Cumberland around 9:15 last night. The victim, a woman, was found with serious injuries. Police say she was assaulted with an edged weapon. A 33-year-old woman was arrested and charged. There was another assault in the Byward Market on Tuesday evening, 2 over the weekend, and 2 stabbings in the area last week. An Ottawa police officer will be docked 140 hours of pay after admitting to making sexual comments to a female officer. According to the agreed statement of facts, the comments were made during a use of force training exercise in February. Constable Andre Hart pleaded guilty to 1 count of misconduct. A G2 driver is facing an impaired driving charge after a crash on Highway 417 yesterday. It happened in the westbound lanes near Terry Fox Drive around noon. Police say the driver, a 23-year-old from Orleans, tested nearly 3 times the legal limit. She was already under multiple driving suspensions. Well, today marks 10 years since the death of Abdirahman Abdi. Abdi suffered blows to his head during a violent arrest by Ottawa police in July 2016. He died in hospital 1 day later. His death was later deemed a homicide by a jury at a coroner's inquest. Constable Daniel Monsian was found not guilty of manslaughter. In a statement today, the Ottawa Police Service says it recognizes its responsibility to learn from Abdi's death and make meaningful, lasting changes. The service is working to implement dozens of recommendations made by the inquest aimed at preventing similar deaths. It was a subdued celebration marking the opening of the Gordie Howe Bridge, spanning the troubled political waters of Canada-U.S. relations. Canadian officials from all 3 levels of government were in attendance, but no U.S. representatives, highlighting the tensions over tariffs. CTV's Adrian Gobriel has more.
A ribbon cutting a quarter century in the making.
Behind us stands one of the most significant infrastructure achievements in Canada's history.
Billed as a towering beacon of trade and prosperity, the Gordie Howe Bridge spans 2.5 kilometers. It cost Canadian taxpayers $6.4 billion, and it took more than 20 million hours of labor. As the sun shined down on today's proceedings, clouds of controversy swirled.
We prepare to welcome first crossings on Monday.
Okay. While literally bridging 2 nations, only one anthem was sung on this day.
And President Trump has threatened new tariffs just this month. But Team Canada has never been more united.
The glad-handing scheduled between Canadian and U.S. government officials, originally planned, put on ice amid a renewed tariff dispute.
We all know who that person might be if we were going to check, if Gordie was going to check one person into the board.
President Trump posting on his Truth Social account today that Canada disinvited the U.S. to the opening of the Gordie Howe Bridge, which is fine, considering that they are paying substantial tariffs to the U.S., But the original deal on the bridge, which was terribly negotiated by a previous administration, no longer stands, though the original deal was between Canada and the state of Michigan.
These agreements are in place.
A group of kids broke the ice with a game of road hockey on the bridge, even though some of the sticks in hand have been slapped with a 50% tariff by the Trump administration. The focus on this day was also on the bridge's namesake, one of Canada's greatest sporting exports to the U.S.
He wouldn't be happy with the tensions that are going on.
Your father was a fiercely proud Canadian. What message would he have for the current trade turmoil between the U.S. and Canada?
Get together, have some common sense, work it out.
While 30-plus members of the Howe family deservedly soaked in the occasion, on this day, fault lines in the cross-border connection, forged in Canadian and American steel, have emerged. Even with a clear road ahead, the future path for this trade route, now spanning troubled waters, remains murky.
The contentious crossing is finally scheduled to open to cross-border vehicle and pedestrian traffic this coming Monday. Adrian Gabriel, CTV News, Windsor, Ontario.
Well, it's a milestone in the construction of the Ottawa Hospital's new Civic Campus, a section of the parkade now open to the public. While construction on the hospital is still years away from being finished, the lower levels of the parking garage are now open. About 1,200 parking spaces are currently available. Around 2,900 spots are planned for the whole garage. Residents nearby have mixed reviews.
I love it. Yeah, it's great.
I just don't think they really needed to do this.
It's very big. It's very accessible right now because I kayak. So it's very accessible, and I'll go to the restaurants and stuff afterwards. So it's very easy to get to.
The nearest entrance to the Queensway is way down at Carling or in Parkdale in the neighborhood that I live in with a two-lane street that backs up already with the existing hospital and other traffic.
Local businesses say they've noticed a boost in customers since the parkade opened a couple of weeks ago, and some are already offering parking validation. The remaining floors are scheduled to open later this year. A popular Halloween house in Orleans is set to return for one final year after it was nearly forced to close because of a bylaw complaint. Earlier this month, the Albert family said the annual Halloween display at their home on Pintail Terrace may not return. A neighbor complained to bylaw, and officers found parts of the display did not comply with zoning rules. The city worked with them to find a solution. The family now says the display will return for one final season in October. Over 26 years, the family has raised more than $100,000 for CHEO.
I think it's more of a real experience of Ottawa versus, the more touristy areas.
Well, coming up, we share which Ottawa neighborhood made the list of Airbnb's top trendiest in Canada. Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Patricia. Taking a look at what we can expect temperature-wise for tomorrow, starting off at 18 degrees, lots of sunshine again. A reminder, we're going to see more cloud cover after 4 p.m., but we are getting to a daytime high about 28 degrees, and with those humidity levels, it'll feel closer to 33. Now, here's a live look through our Centennial Glass sky cam, where it is 26 out right now, feeling closer to 30. A wonderful shot of downtown Ottawa, particularly Sussex Drive.
Someone's pulled off the ultimate comfort crime.
CTV and Move 100's $15,000 comfort heist.
Track the daily clues, and you could win a $15,000 Lazy Boy room makeover.
Visit Lazy Boy Canada, Searville, and Hunt Club for exclusive bonus clues.
Want to be sitting pretty?
Submit your daily guess at ctvottawa.ca or move100ottawa.ca.
CTV and Move 100's $15,000 comfort heist.
Brought to you by Lazy Boy, Ottawa, Gatineau, and Kingston.
Comfort that fits your life.
Taking a look at the roads on your Friday commute. Not seeing any unusual slowdowns out there. Usual spots. For the most part, traffic is fairly light. Well, an Ottawa neighborhood is one of the trendiest in Canada. That's according to Airbnb, which has released a list of its most popular trendy spots. CTV's Camille Wilson pays a visit to the Glebe.
For Grant Craig, the Glebe is one of his favorite areas to visit in Ottawa.
I think it's more of a real experience of Ottawa versus, the more touristy areas like the market. So it's kind of, it's got more of a hometown feel.
That's why he's showing his girlfriend around the neighborhood.
He really loves this area, and he thought it'd be great to bring me out here.
The couple visiting from Sudbury exploring the area on e-bikes.
I took her down the canal and came in Lansdowne, and this is an area that's, you know, easily accessible from the canal.
The Glebe has landed on Airbnb's list of Canada's top 10 trendiest neighborhoods, meaning bookings are up nearly 180% year over year.
It's very community oriented.
I love coming down here. I just live over the bridge in Old Ottawa South, but it's got a great vibe. You know, it's nice to walk into, you know, little stores rather than great big box stores. The service, I find, is much better.
Bank Street full of local restaurants and shops, including Compact Records, which has been here for 30 years.
The blend of stores is unique in two ways. There's not a lot of one category, and in probably 75% of the stores, the owner's in the store, which makes a difference. The owners, because I am one, have a vested interest in ensuring the store does the best that it can.
But over the years, residents say things have changed.
With the construction of Lansdowne, it's, you know, traffic problem has increased. Parking has always been a problem here.
Still, visitors say it's a local community worth seeing.
I love it. Yeah, it's very nice, very quaint, lots of little shops, coffee places, my kind of place.
Camille Wilson, CTV News.
Well, it is a beautiful night to head out to the Glebe or any neighborhood in Ottawa. Great weather to start the weekend here in the capital. The sun shining in the Byward Market today as well, and we can expect similar weather tomorrow, which is lovely, on a Saturday. I used to go to high school at Glebe, in the Glebe, and we used to enjoy the neighborhood by walking to McDonald's or KFC every Friday. It was all we could afford, but it's a great spot.
And I find that the students now probably have more options to roam around.
A few more options, I think, yeah. Great patios.
Right, and there's a lot of patios to check out today because the weather is fantastic. It does feel closer to 30 now when you factor in those humidex levels. A reminder that the sunset, it is getting earlier and earlier. Around 8:39 is when sundown begins. We've got calmer winds today compared to what we have seen the last several days. Tonight's lows, though, still quite cool for this time of year. 13 degrees in Ottawa, Cornwall, and Brockville, 10 degrees in Bancroft, so that's good news. They're in double digits now. Yesterday, it was at 8 degrees, and again, when we look at Montreal and Mont-Tremblant, temperatures for these overnights between 14 and 19 degrees. Tomorrow's daytime highs, well, we'll be back to seasonal for this. We are about 28 degrees here in the capital, 29 in Cornwall and Brockville, Kingston 27. There is the humidity levels feeling more like 33. We can also see some icons here that there is a chance that we could see some precipitation moving through. This will likely be in the later part of the afternoon. This gives you a snapshot of what Saturday evening will look like. Pembroke, Renfrew area, more cloud cover rolling in. By Sunday at 1 a.m., we could see some weather systems moving through, probably some isolated showers around Brockville as well, but this is really more for Sunday. Sunday morning, there will be a mix of sun and cloud in eastern Ontario, but we will likely see more rain moving through Sunday evening and into Monday. Now, taking a look at across the country, 22 in Fredericton, mix of sun and cloud, mainly sunny in Halifax at 20 degrees, and it's still moderately warm here in Ontario as well as Quebec, where temperatures are between 25 and 26 degrees. As we look towards the prairies, this is where a lot of the heat is focused on right now in the country. It's 30 in Winnipeg, 29 in Regina and Saskatoon, about 26, 27 in Alberta, and we are going to get those high temperatures as we get into the next several days here. Now, the 7-day forecast is brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business. So we, too, will be part of this warm-up, just not for the overnight low this evening. 28 and sunshine for our Saturday, 28 for Sunday as well, but it will be cooler, not as much in terms of sunshine, as we do see the chance of showers moving through, particularly close to the valley. Monday, though, 60% chance of showers, and this will likely carry into Tuesday as well, where things will cool slightly with 25-degree daytime highs, not just for Tuesday, but will stretch into Thursday as well. But by Thursday and Friday, that is the next chance we could see more sunshine as opposed to the rain. CTV and Move 100 present the $15,000 comfort heist. Now, items from Lazy Boy, Ottawa, Gatineau, and Kingston have been stolen, and it's up for you to track them down. Follow the daily clues, crack the case, and uncover the secret location of the stolen goods for your chance to win $15,000 to spend at Lazy Boy. Want an edge? Visit Lazy Boy Canada, Sayreville, or Hunt Club for exclusive bonus clues to help solve the mystery. Now, today's clue is restaurant. Again, today's clue is restaurant. Head to ctvottawa.ca and submit for your guess of the secret location. Wishing you the best of luck.
Remember way back at the beginning of the week, I was like, can you hold on to that sunshine for Saturday?
Yep.
And it's hung in there really well.
Hung in there.
Yeah, you
So get all your activities done in the morning, Patricia.
All right, good stuff.
This is about leverage rather than about law.
Well, coming up, the fallout from President Trump's new tariffs on Canada and countries around the world and how the federal government is responding. And we have a new pop quiz online tonight. Test your knowledge of the week's news. Take the quiz at ctvnewsottawa.ca.
Tonight, Canada celebrates a bridge meant to connect neighbors.
Our relationship has been challenged over the last few years.
How the ceremony highlighted a disconnect between longtime allies. Later on CTV National News and Watch on Crave.
CTV News community and weather anchor Jackie Perez. Weeknights.
Sips and sparkles. Win with Move 100 and CTV.
You and 3 friends could be headed out on a night to remember. You each get a $500 gift card to Charm Diamond Centers.
Plus, enjoy an incredible dinner at the Luxe Riviera Ottawa.
Enter now at our contest page at move100ottawa.ca.
Sips and sparkles with Move 100, CTV, and Charm Diamond Centers.
A little charm goes a long way.
Well, the Trump administration showing it's determined to continue its tariff agenda, imposing a new global tariff on dozens of countries, including Canada. CTV's Judy Trin has more on how it affects Canadian businesses and the justification behind it.
Come with me. The Prime Minister in Newfoundland promoting domestic tourism as the U.S. unleashes new tariffs on 60 countries.
Even if you're a country that probably doesn't have forced labor yourself, if you're allowing the import of goods made with forced labor, that makes it harder for my goods to compete because we're following labor rules in the U.S.
The Section 301 or forced labor tariffs of 10% replaces the previous global tariffs struck down by the Supreme Court.
I thought the decision by the Supreme Court was not a good one, but we have many forms of tariffs.
The forced labor tariff will impact Canadian goods not covered under CUSMA. The federal government says it's unjustified.
There is no daylight between us and the U.S. On our resolve to end forced labor. And we have actually active legislation on the House of Commons floor to take the next steps on that. We were not surprised.
This is about leverage rather than about law.
The majority of Canadian exports will not be impacted by the 301 tariffs, but this professor of international law says smaller businesses will feel more pain.
More and more small and medium-sized Canadian businesses found that when they wanted to get certified that they would be exempt, that they weren't. Those are the people that are going to be affected yet again.
Donald Trump has threatened to levy broader and bigger 50% tariffs on Canada in August. Meanwhile, today, he once again threatened to issue new tariffs over wildfire smoke. Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
Now, some other stories you need to know right now. New data shows only 1 in 5 drivers are following the speed limit at some of the former photo radar camera locations. For example, on Smythe Road, 94% of drivers complied with the speed limit back in October before the camera went dark. Now, new city data shows more than half of drivers are going above the speed limit in that location. At other spots, less than 20% of drivers complied with the speed limit in July. The compliance rate has continued to drop since the province banned automated speed enforcement. Well, today is the deadline for federal public servants to apply for an early retirement package. So far, more than 9,000 employees have submitted an application, with around 6,500 approved. This is part of the federal government's plan to reduce the size of the public service. Those who are approved must retire by January 20th of next year. Bylaw officers are issuing dozens of tickets a day to drivers at a popular Byward Market parking garage. The Parkade at 70 Clarence Street switched to a 3-hour pay and display system in the spring to encourage turnover. Since then, Bylaw has issued more than 2,400 tickets for violations. Well, WestJet is offering customers set to fly from July 30th to August 4th the chance to change their bookings ahead of a possible strike by flight attendants. The one-time change or cancellation can be made without a fee. Employees could walk off the job as soon as August 2nd. The union says wages, unpaid work, and working conditions are the major sticking points. Talks continue. The airline says it's optimistic an agreement can be reached.
3-cent increase overnight, going from 181.9 to 184.9. And if you need diesel, now's the time to buy it.
Coming up, gas prices set to rise again. What drivers can expect this weekend and next week.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Boal.
Pure Country 94. Ottawa's home for the best country music. Listen to Pure Country 94 on the free iHeartRadio app.
Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
Well, as we head into the weekend, get ready to pay more for gas. Prices are expected to rise overnight, and experts say they could climb as high as $1.90 by this time next week. Here's CTV's Sean Leathong.
When filling the tank, the price is once again going up and up.
The gas prices are crazy.
At this Mississauga gas station, frustration can be measured.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being horribly upset, 7.5.
I would go 10.
Over the last 18 months, the average price per liter for gasoline went from a low in the 120s back in early January to a spike in late February at the start of the U.S.-Iran war, topping $1.90 a liter. And with more attacks in the Middle East, the price is once again rising.
3-cent increase overnight, going from 181.9 to 184.9. And if you need diesel, now's the time to buy it because it's up 8 cents a liter to 226.9.
Dan McTeague from Canadians for Affordable Energy says wars are a huge factor.
There's little doubt that the shortage in gasoline and diesel is very apparent.
As the price of gasoline is going up, along with jet fuel, comes more concerns over the cost of shipping and the price of groceries, contributing to larger inflation.
It's just this economic cycle we're stuck in where, gas prices are the baseline and just continue to feed economic sort of frailty across the entire ecosystem of our economy.
Where you're spending extra on gas, you got to make cuts in other areas. So if your kids are doing sports, if you're planning that vacation, these things are all affected.
I can remember very clearly pulling up here just after COVID started, and gas was 72 cents a liter.
From a low of 72 cents during pandemic lockdowns, the all-time high came in 2022 with prices topping $2 a liter. Now, McTeague says the concern is that the current upward trend could see prices back in the $1.90 range in just over a week. Sean Leathong, CTV News, Toronto.
CN Rail reported financial results with revenue up 11% in its latest quarter. BNN Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez has more.
Revenue for the second quarter was $4.75 billion, and that beat expectations. American tariffs and tariff threats have been an overhang for Canadian National. Still, Canada's largest rail reported higher revenue on grain and fertilizer shipping, as well as petroleum and chemicals. Controlling costs also helped CN. WestJet is giving passengers a chance to change or cancel their flights if they're booked between July 30th and August 4th. That's because flight attendants have voted to strike and are in a legal position to do that on August 2nd. The last time WestJet had a major labor disruption was in 2024. Both Paramount, Skydance, and Warner Brothers have agreed to hold off finalizing their deal until next June or until a court challenge is resolved. Paramount is buying Warner Brothers for $110 billion U.S., but a dozen American states are trying to stop it, arguing it gives Paramount too much power in the entertainment business. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to $70.92 U.S. West Texas Intermediate down over $3 to 89.34 U.S. a barrel. Western Canadian Select is up to 71.94, and the TSX gained 176 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
She always tells people, you've got to love everybody, right? You love everybody, and they love you.
Well, coming up, we meet Canada's oldest living person, a 110-year-old living in Ontario.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Boal.
Ottawa is always on the move.
We're a big city
With a laid-back vibe.
where foodies love their sweets,
And markets bursting with flavor.
wrapped up in waterways.
And hot summer days.
This is a city where culture is on display.
And the future,
Meets the past.
where people come together.
Always proud
Often loud. Whee!
and positively the best place to live.
We move with you, Ottawa!
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
That Friday feeling. Time now to check in with our iHeartRadio Weekender, Tanea Taylor. Tanea.
Kicking it off today with Veg Ottawa Fest. The free festival takes over the Ottawa Conference and Event Center tomorrow, celebrating plant-based living with delicious food, local vendors, and plenty to discover. Make sure you check it out. Next up today, the Metcalfe Farmers Market. Head to the fairgrounds tomorrow to shop everything from fresh produce and baked goods to local coffee, my favorite, artisan products, and more. Plus, the Move 100 Street team will be on location, so make sure you say hey to them as well. Last on the list today is the Ottawa Central Park Community Association Family Fun Day. The neighborhood celebration returns tomorrow with games, arts, storytelling, and activities the whole family can enjoy. As usual, lots more happening around Ottawa this weekend. The full list and all the details at ctvottawa.ca/weekenders. For the iHeartRadio Weekenders, my name's Tanea Taylor. Have a great one.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
Well, she lived through 17 prime ministers, 2 world wars, and 3 bouts of COVID-19. At 110 years old, Marie Rosa is Canada's oldest living person. CTV's chief anchor, Omar Sachedina, spoke with her and her family about what keeps her going.
There's a quiet acceptance at this retirement home that those who move in here might not end up staying very long.
She's my little lady.
Marie Rosa knows that better than anyone. That's why the woman who believes every moment matters has mustered all her energy to take part in the celebration of a lifetime.
It's so good to meet you. You're 71. Your mom is 110. Do you realize how special this is?
Oh, I do, because I have so many friends who we've gone through the passings of all their parents.
Marie was born on September 17, 1915, during the First World War, serving as a seamstress and forewoman during the Second World War.
She's tough.
Oh, very tough.
She lived through the Great Depression, which taught her a valuable lesson.
Not wasting a thing, like you scrape the butter off the paper, you don't just unwrap it and throw it away.
What kept her going over the years was the freedom she got from hitting the road.
We would drop my dad off at work at the post office. He was an inside worker, and then we'd take the car for the day and visit an aunt or a sister or something. You enjoyed driving when you could, right? Yeah?
Car driving.
Yeah, driving, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, car driving, yes.
Yeah.
Fashion, another source of joy.
She wouldn't buy many clothes.
That's
Know what
right.
she bought?
Yeah.
Yeah, she loved to dress up. Yeah, you look so beautiful, Ma.
Wanting to look great hasn't changed over time. Which brings us back to the party, the celebration, to honor her as Canada's oldest living person. A moment even marked by the passing of a crown, created by the family of the man who last carried that title. Bert Sisler died in April. His son says his father shared Marie's commitment to making things count.
They're the ones that straighten nails and use them again. You didn't waste anything.
When someone you love has lived this long, watching them slowly slip away is harder.
I'm losing her, you know, a bit at a time, and that hurts.
Have you told her everything you want to say?
I think so. I think I have done that. Oh, maybe.
She's nodding her head.
Yeah.
But even as the body weakens, the power of how they've changed lives gets stronger.
Being able to learn and just understand the value of family and love and cherish that, I think, is incredible.
Values that now bind 4 generations.
She always tells people if she's talking that day that you got to love everybody.
The kind of love that will clearly endure.
Right? You love everybody, and they love you, yes?
Omar Sechdina, CTV News, Toronto.
Winner, Genyo. Well, coming up, there's not 1 but 3 new millionaires in our region. Details on the big lottery wins just ahead. Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Patricia. Taking a look at our 3-day forecast tomorrow, another sunshine day, 28 degrees, the daytime high, but things take a turn for the cloudy and perhaps the rainy. Sunday, 40% chance of showers, still 28 degrees. That will take us into Monday, but Monday is the greater chance we could see rainfall moving through eastern Ontario. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass sky cam. It's 26 degrees out right now, showcasing Kaweki Point and the Alexandra Bridge.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, it's Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford. Find your wild. More Bronco sports, more ways to roam this summer.
Monday on Your Morning Ottawa, Le Grand Feu returns to Gatineau. We get a preview of this annual summer favorite. Tune in on CTV or stream us live on Crave at 6 a.m.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
On CTV tonight, E-Talk, The Big Bang Theory, Spring Break Murders, crime scene investigators, the rebuild inside the Montreal Canadiens. We want to take one more look at this weekend forecast. Jackie's here.
Yeah, thanks so much, Patricia. Tomorrow morning is looking fantastic. Sunshine, 18 degrees. We will likely get to a daytime high about 28 with humidex levels. We're feeling closer to 33. Keep in mind, though, that we are getting some cloud cover Saturday evening. Into the overnight, we could start to see some isolated showers move through. And on Sunday, yes, rain is on the way. But Monday, Tuesday are the greatest chance that we could see rain moving in. I'm liking the temperatures, though. They are in the high 20s. We will continue to average that out for 25 degrees for Tuesday, Wednesday. And when we see the return of sunshine for Thursday and Friday, temperatures still remain above the mid-20s. And we want to bring you an incredible summer night out with Sips and Sparkles. One lucky winner and 3 friends will each receive a $500 gift card to Charm Diamond Centers, then head out for an amazing dinner at Riviera, Ottawa. Enter now at ctvottawa.ca for your chance to win this incredible experience. Good luck.
All right, good stuff. Thank you very much. We want to check in and see what our news team is working on for tonight. Stefan Keys will be on the desk at 11:30.
Thank you, Patricia. More wrinkles in the financial fabric of the Ford government tonight, and the Liberal interim leader and Ottawa MPP John Fraser isn't letting Conservative MPPs off the hook. He joins the NDP in calling attention to the ongoing expense or spending scandal, and new details keep coming out. According to Fraser, it's like an onion as they continue to peel back the layers on MPPs charging thousands of dollars for hotel stays. And right now, many are in the midst of paying it back. Tonight, new details on why one politician is explaining expenses in Florida. Join us for that and more tonight at 11:30, and get the news anytime, anywhere at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Patricia.
All right, will do. Thank you. And finally for us tonight, we've got more of these. We're really happy for them, but we wish it was us stories. Yeah, a few more millionaires in our region celebrating lottery wins. Jihi of Canada won the $2 million top prize in the Ontario 49 draw on June 13th. She says she plans on paying some bills, buying a new home, and taking a trip. All sounds wonderful. And a father and son from Pembroke are $1 million richer. Michael and Brian matched all 7 encore numbers in the exact order in the May 9th Lotto Max draw. Michael says he plans to get some dental work done, while his son Brian plans to buy a house and build a garage. Pretty reasonable goals.
I was about to say modest and reasonable goals. I don't have any reasonable expectations. I got off the phone with my mom not too long ago and I said, why can't you win the lottery?
Yeah.
And what did she say?
She's like, I'm trying, bud.
And I get the dental work because you want to be smiling all the time after you win, right? So yeah, flash those pearly whites. A little bit of skateboarding to end the week. Either are you going to be doing this weekend?
Never done this.
Definitely not.
This looks
I like
frightening.
my bones.
It may be on a
intact.
flat surface. I'm pretty talented. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy that weather. And Stefan tonight, and then we'll see you back on Monday.